Hey everybody, this is Mila the Magician. I'm checking in here with TampaMystic on Industry's Most Wanted.
Cause I'm all the way up. I ain't giving no more time to the memories, to the lies, to the bad energy on the timeline. Cause I am divine. Everything connected to me shines.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Boom!
Wanted.
Look, we have the beautiful and lovely Mila the Magician.
Hi.
Hey, checking in
Hi.
with us today. How are you, my love?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. She came through looking all beautiful with the good vibes, good
Thank you,
energy.
thank you.
It's radiating. I feel it.
Thank you.
Introduce yourself.
So I'm Mila the Magician. I'm a spiritual advisor and root worker for all of your favorite celebrities, rappers, music execs out here in the game. I specialize in entertainment and ancestry with advisory, and with root work, I specialize in money spells and court cases.
Wow. Okay, so let's first and foremost, before we even dive in, let's kind of break down exactly what it is that you do, because some people may not understand.
Okay, so I'm a spiritual advisor. So I know that, it's trendy right now for people to watch tarot readers
Yes.
and people like that. So I am a spiritual advisor. I do read with cards, but they're not tarot cards. They're
Okay.
my cards that I created.
Okay.
I also channel without cards. So really what I do is I have sessions where people come to me. I talk to them about their life, their love, their money, and a spirit pull from their ancestors to be able to give them a little bit more of an overview over what they're about to be dealing with and how to get through it. I call myself a spiritual advisor because it's not more so for me just to tell you the future.
Yeah.
I want to be able to help you towards what you're doing and where you're going and give you some type of light where you saw darkness.
Yes.
Try to give you some type of clarity.
That's major, because I think a lot of people either have experienced that, they are currently experiencing that, or at
Yes.
some point they will experience. We all have dark times in our lives.
Right.
And, a lot of times, or oftentimes, we don't know how to get through that.
Yeah, it's oftentimes when I'm talking to clients that they know what they need to do. They just need somebody to tell them
Yes.
and give them confirmation that all of the different ideas that they've had swirling in their head, how big they might be
Yes.
and how scary they might be, is exactly what they need to be doing.
Absolutely. How did you start doing this? Like, how did you know you had, I don't know, would you call it a gift
Yes,
that you
a
have?
gift,
Okay.
yes.
How did you realize that you have this gift to help other people?
To be honest, I've always been like this.
Yeah.
I've always been like this. My parents raised me in the AME church, so I was like one of those kids that was 4 or 5 days a week in church.
Yeah.
Whether it was Bible study, we had choir practice, we had community service, we had church on Sunday, both services. I was in the choir, so I've always been the church kid,
Yeah.
the one that you come to my house spend the night, you got to bring your church clothes, go to church in the morning, and you know that. Even going into being an adult, I was in college and I would go to the Wednesday church services. And when I got into early adulthood, I was very active in the church. So I've kind of always been like this.
Yeah.
I went through many different changes and rearranges in what I was actually going to practice and how I was going to use my gift. At first, it was like, when I was younger, it was like, Mila be knowing. Like, go ask her. Well, she know. She be knowing. I don't know what it is, but she be knowing. And I used to, just play on it. Like, yeah, I be knowing. You can come talk to me. Da-da-da-da. And then after a while, I started meditating and really getting into my healing journey and really trying to, fix myself.
Yes.
Because for a while, it's like you can have a gift, but if you're not right on the inside,
Yeah.
none of it's going to work. It doesn't matter
Absolutely.
what you do. So I really was just trying to mirror off of other women that I was following, like Sheila Marie. She's Ace Hood's wife.
Okay.
She had her meditation mixtape, and when it released, I was just really looking for some type of peace in my life. I was
Yeah.
just having so much going on. And I'm like, okay, everything can be okay, but do I have peace? I don't know
Yes.
how to get it. So when I finally got there and I was mirroring after that, what is she doing? She has peace in her life. I want the type of peace that I see her have.
Yeah.
So what can I do? What can I instill in my life? So I started meditating. I started journaling, doing my shadow work, really dealing with myself, going to therapy. And then I got into just more so practicing on channeling energies, more so from being around people. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, because people ask me like, oh, you're spiritual. What do you pick up off me? Like, it's a funny thing people ask, but it's like when I hit that jugular and I start asking you about the dead folks, it's like, oh, snap, she's real.
Yeah.
So I got into that, and then it just kind of grew. So I started doing meditation at events, and the meditation went from what I wrote down to what spirit was telling me. And to be in a room full of people where it's like 40 people and you're making people cry just off of what you're telling them to feel or think through, And then it just grew from there. I started doing readings. I tapped into tarot, started reading tarot cards, and started doing readings. And then after a while, I put the tarot cards down because I didn't need them.
Yes.
And I just realized that I had grown out of them. So I'm just channeling by myself. My uncle passed in 2019, and that was the first time that I felt like I heard an ancestor. That was a familiar voice.
Yes.
Usually it just sounds like cloudiness, or it sounds like a voice I'm trying to put my finger on.
Yes.
But when my uncle passed, it was like, okay, I know that voice. I can listen to that voice. Once I trained myself how to listen to his voice, I learned how to pick up on the other voices, and that's how I started reading Ancestry.
Man, that is amazing. Like, I'm just taking in everything that you're saying because I'm going through some situations in my life right now where I feel like I need to heal myself.
Right.
And I think that we as women, we always try to fix other people when sometimes we're the ones that need to be fixed.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
we need the fixing and the healing first before we can pour ourselves into other people.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about meditation. You know, my dad's always instilled that in me is, you know, meditating. You have to meditate, you know, clear your thoughts. It's good for your mental. It's good for your energy levels. Talk to us about the levels of meditation that you do.
So I do personal meditation. So you can book with me like a 30 or 45-minute session, and we can do a personal meditation where I kind of channel what you need for
Yes.
you specifically. But I also do meditation meetups at parks, and I have events. I've done huge spiritual festivals where people come and get the guided meditation. So really for me, I'm trying to take you somewhere,
Yes.
take you somewhere where you're afraid to go. So oftentimes when I do meditations, my most common one that I'll do is using your two hands. You have your sanity in one hand, and you have a hand available to reach for your opportunities. Sometimes when you open the door, like you might need both hands. It might be pretty hard.
Yeah.
But are you willing to let go of your sanity? Are you willing to let that go? Because oftentimes you cannot. You can't let it go.
That's
it's not
right.
possible.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to make your right hand strong. So it's really more so about taking your mind there where you can adapt it to your life and be able to take it with you. Like, okay, girl, somebody got me messed up. Let me grasp my sanity. You know? So it's more so about me trying to take them on a journey and talk them through it, because people think meditation is about no thought.
You're right.
It's not about no thought. It's about actually quieting your thoughts so that the ones that you need to hear can be loud enough.
Yeah.
Oftentimes people think that it's also some majestic feeling. What I teach and who I am is trap meditation.
Yeah.
So my music is literally like a trap beat, but I'm talking soft on it.
Yeah.
So for people that like, okay, I can't listen to all that soft music, it puts me to sleep. Or this is boring, I don't know what you expect me to do. But if you have a nice beat, if you're used to hearing a trap beat and it's like, okay, I can bob my head, I can think through this, I can vibe. She's telling me to relax. She's telling me to calm down. She's telling me to take inventory of my day and figure out what was good, what was bad, what I can change tomorrow. There's many different things you can do with meditation, but I just think that a lot of people look at it as, like you said, like the levels of, there's no levels.
Yes.
It's wherever you take yourself in that space.
Man, I love how you absolutely broke that down, because a lot of people, I don't think, understand exactly what meditation is. Is there different forms of meditation, meaning that, you know, something that you do in your everyday versus what other people may do, or is it pretty much all the same?
Yeah, it's definitely different for every person. Me more so, it's music based.
Okay.
Everything is music based.
I love
When I'm
it.
trying to think about a certain thing or process through a certain situation, I'm going to use themed music for that. Like when I'm trying to manifest money or I'm trying to meditate, do a money meditation, I'm going to listen to money music. I'm listening to Money by Cardi B. I'm listening to R&B by Young Dolph. Like I'm really getting into my mode. Or if I'm really trying to be at peace and find peace within myself, I'm going to listen to gospel. Like gospel always takes me back. That Kirk Franklin, those smooth, calm, they make you feel at home. They give you that foundation. They're giving you that root. So it really just depends on what your mood is for you. Like you might be a person that needs to just sit in silence.
Yeah.
You know, a woman that has a whole lot of kids, a lot of chaos going on, you might just need absolute silence to just think. There another person that might be able to go in a room and listen to frequency music and different levels of frequency, because, you know, you can listen to 952 hertz and it'd be a certain way. You can listen to 144 and it'd be a different way. So there's a lot of layers to it, but it's different for every person.
So let me ask you this, you know, you work with anybody, correct? All walks of life, men, women, you know, no matter what their nationality is or their religious beliefs, you know, you can work with anybody that's open to working with you.
Right.
And let me ask you that too, you know, for someone who is, you know, wanting to come work with you, how open and vulnerable do they need to be?
Honestly, That's a funny question you asked that. Really, they don't have to be vulnerable at all.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get it regardless. I'm going to get
it.
You know, you can come in with the biggest wall up and I'm still going to get it. Because, you know, there's other readers, as you grow, and I have a place where I document my growth as my spiritual journey, but as you grow, there'll be different things that you might need. When I first started out, I'm like, give me your name and your birthday.
Yeah.
Now it's like, take a deep breath. That's all I need you to do. I don't need my cards. I don't need that. Take a deep breath. Might take me a second without the cards. The cards will get it if you take your deep breath, but, you know, I'm going to get it regardless. So I would like for people to be willing. I've never been the type of person that's pushy. I don't want to walk into a room and like, let me read your cards. I'm going to read your cards. Like, no, I want people to be open and willing, and they also have to be ready because I'm not telling you what you want to hear. I'm telling you what you need to hear.
Yes.
So if I'm telling you, you know, you could be in love with a man. Oh, head over heels. He's perfect. But then I get in these cards and I'm like, girl, you need to let that go because this, because that, because this. And they're like, that is not, that's not my reality. You are wrong. I've had people come back to me like, girl, I thought you was wrong. But you was very, very right. Read me again. So it really just is about your comfortability level. I don't ask anybody to do anything but take a deep breath. Let me pull the cards. I run it down. It takes me about 20 minutes, and then you can ask questions. Very rarely there's questions.
Yeah.
Because I get through everything. I try to hit every single note, but I just need people to be open to listening to things they might not like to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, you know, where a lot of people are suffering per se, is because they only want to hear what they think is right for them. They don't want to hear the truth.
Right.
You know, because the old saying goes, truth hurts. And there's a lot of hurtful stuff in the truth, but also it helps us overcome a lot of situations when we know the truth. Then it gives us that strength to pick up and keep it moving.
Yes.
You know, and get out of situations maybe we don't need to be in, whether it's personal, business, etc. Tell us about a couple, instances, like maybe success stories that you've had with some of your clients.
So it's hard. I can't talk about too much because, I have like a
confidential,
spiritual HIPAA violation when I talk about people's business, but I will talk about people that's close to me. I know they'll be comfortable with it. I have a knack for all things women. So my business, aside for the readings, I have specialized on all stages of a woman's life, whether you're trying to conceive, whether you're pregnant, whether you're trying to, get over postpartum woes, whatever it is, you're going through a relationship problem, it is what it is. So I have a client that I met her 3-4 years ago, told her she was going to have a baby. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm not even in love. I don't even, She got pregnant with this baby. I predicted the gender, and I was right. I told her when she would go to labor. She went into labor the exact weekend. Wow. And I also I estimated the weight. So there's been a lot of things. I feel like the success stories for me are seeing the growth. Yeah. Because somebody can get a reading from me, touch me one time, and I never see them again. Or I have to follow them on social media to be like, oh, my God, they wrote the book. Yeah. Or they did the thing. And but I do love when people come back to me and they tell me the success story. So that would definitely be one. I can also say another success story would be I had a client that was trying to piece her way out of a divorce. Yeah. And she was very hopeless when she came to me. And now to see where she is, she's been working with me for about 2 years now. She checks in about once a month. But to see where she is now and the hopelessness that was there and the momentum that she has now, I feel like that's the biggest thing for me because she was a client that was very hard-headed. Yeah. She did not want to listen. Oh, and she would just, like I said, usually I'm like, be quiet, I'm going to run it down. Yeah. Oh, she had something to say every corner. She got something to say, but I don't care about all that. I'm telling you what you need to do. So now 2 years later where I'm looking at her like, the business is flourishing. She's doing everything she needs to do. Everything I told her was going to happen is happening. To where before she was like, girl, I don't even see that as a possibility. That I would hope that sounds great for me. Like, no, you're living it. Wow. And I would rather that be my reality. I'm predicting things that people are doing with their lives. They're actually living in their purpose, their passion. Yes. They're seeing these things as something that, yeah, I told you it was going to happen, but don't accredit it to me. Accredit it to yourself. Accredit it to the spiritual backing that you have to God, whoever you pray to. Accredit it to that, to you being dedicated to yourself. All I was the person that sparked the light. Yes. You ever seen that quote that Tupac said? He said, I might not change the world, but I'm going to spark the mind. Yes. That's my favorite quote in the world because I really want to just be that person. If I can do one reading and spark the mind for somebody that's going to change the world, change other people's lives, because that's a lot of what I do too in training. So I train other women and men to do what I do in my Magician's Academy. So it's a whole course of about 6 months where they learn things from me and how to do what I do so that they can go and be spiritual advisors for themselves. But if I could teach them things that then they go and help thousands, that's still a seed of mine that's growing.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's really more so about everything that people are open and willing to listen to being the catalyst of their success. Like, they will have success if they listen.
Yes, absolutely. That's the main thing a lot of people miss is they don't listen. And one of my OGs told me, and I heard him say it multiple times, what can you tell someone who thinks they know everything? Nothing. You can't tell, what's up, Squally? You can't tell somebody who thinks they know, everything's anything. You know what I'm saying? So they have to be open mentally, their heart, their soul. Everything has to be open to everything that you're saying now. Is it, based upon person to person of how many times that they should be coming to see you? Is it based upon their situation? How does that work?
Yes, it's definitely based on the situation. So I have different packages that I offer. So I have a monthly package, different situations. Some people are coming for ancestry. They really want to work with their ancestors.
Yeah.
So I'm helping them tap into their ancestors, know who to work with, know what to do, leave on their altars, how to set up their altars, what offerings to leave, those type of things. So those are people that come more regularly, maybe like once a month or checking in every 3 months. But I do have customers that I talk to, once a week, multiple times a week, because especially the artists that I work with, because I'm like a voice of reason. They're a spiritual advisor. Once they tap in and they realize, look, I need to know.
Yeah.
Some people just do not like not knowing or not having the foresight. So I do talk to some people that have a lot of business situations that they go through. I have a stockbroker that I talk to 3 times a week because, things are changing. And as things change, he wants to be able to be ahead of it.
Absolutely.
So it's really exciting, I think, through all the different walks of life that I talk to, because I can talk to a regular mom that is just going through and needs help, or I can talk to, a recording artist that's making a multi-million-dollar decision. So it really just is based on each person.
That is amazing. So this is something I heard you say that, you can do it in a park. Do you have a location that they can come to, or you could also meet with them if they're more comfortable with that?
Yes, so I do in-person readings. You do have to book a full session, which is $133 to bring me out. But we can meet somewhere. I usually meet in Sandy Springs.
That's so reasonable.
I have a meeting space. But by the end of the year, I will have an office space where people can come and they can get their readings done. And before I was at Cascade Nature Reserve, I would go there 2 days a week, 2 days a week, and do meditation and do readings by the little river waterfall. But I just haven't done it yet. It's been kind of rainy.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me know when you do that, because I'm so in tune with nature. I love walking in the grass with no shoes on, and I love being near water. Like, I am such a nature junkie, so I would love to do something like that when you get back, when this weather decides to clear up.
Yes. And then next year, I'm going to start doing my my spiritual festivals again. God told me to rest this year. Right now, I'm just trying to build my tribe.
Yeah.
But next year, I'm going to start doing my events again. So Tribe Vibes is an event I do in the park, which is just literally that. I want people to come and feel Tribe Vibes. I want them to come feel a stranger, feel them as family. Come, bring your own food. I'm going to do meditation, readings for everybody, and you can just sit there and relax and enjoy the space of other like-minded individuals that love nature, that want peace, that are coming for a word. So it's really like church in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And, it's bringing people together, like-minded people, people with good energy, things of that nature. Now, anybody that's out there who's maybe on the fence, whether they should come, and see you and talk to you about things, what would you say to those people?
What I would say, I'm going to talk straight to the camera. What I would say to you guys is, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid that you are going against anything that you have learned through your lifetime. You are not going against God. You are not going against anything that you've been taught or you've been raised to do. This is all God-led, everything from me, personally, me as an individual. I cannot speak for all readers. I will speak for myself and say that everything that I do is God-led. So I do not want you to be afraid that you are going against anything that you were taught or that you were led to do growing up, and also to know that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be in a space where you feel like you know all the answers, but you still need some type of confirmation. I know what it feels like to have an intuition and still feel like I need help. That's also an ego death that you have to have within yourself, to know that you don't know everything, that you do need help. So if you need somebody to reach and hold a hand with you, I'm here.
Absolutely. And just going back to something we talked about earlier, like anything that you consult with her with, talk to her about, is all in confidence. Yes. Because you've seen one of the questions I asked you earlier about a success story, like, you had to be kind of vague because you do have that confidentiality between you and whoever comes to see you. And I love that. Absolutely. Yes. Now let's flip it to the other side. Is it a root worker?
Yes,
Is that okay?
Rootworker.
Break that down for us.
So a lot of people will call it a witch. I do not, because I practice hoodoo.
Okay.
So everything that I do is based on all natural holistic herbs and a Bible.
Okay.
So it's very distinctive to where I distinguish myself more so because of the authenticity of what I do. I want it to be real and true. I don't want to call myself a witch because I don't practice witchcraft. I throw roots. You know, people will talk about it in all different types of arenas, like, oh, that's voodoo or this and that. You have to understand the difference between the two. There's a difference between hoodoo and voodoo. Hoodoo is Black Christian based.
Okay.
So there is nobody that goes to church on Sunday morning that does not practice the same thing that I practice.
Yeah.
When you have Sunday dinner and your grandmother makes that certain type of meal, she uses certain type of spices, and you go home feeling happy and healthy, it's because she just did hoodoo on you. She just healed you through food. So when people don't understand what I'm doing, I feel like that is a basis of them to kind of be afraid. But root work is basically, like I said, I'm using herbs, everything natural from the earth, mixing different things. I could make a jar, I could burn a candle, I could make you a scrub to rub on your body, I could make you a wash to put over your hair, something for your hands so you can cleanse your hands. All of that being a way to use what God gave us to make a common goal of whatever we're trying to do, whether it's persuasion, whether it's a money spell, whether it's a court spell. Different things with court spells is very vague. That's a very blanketed statement because court work is not just one spell.
Yeah.
Court work is like, okay, we're fiddling with this, we're fiddling with that, we're trying to get this and that maneuvered to where it's your best possible outcome. And best possible outcome could be different for you and God.
Absolutely.
So it's really just operating in a space of illumination when it comes to the materials and the things that I use.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So give us a scenario of something that someone could possibly be going through. And it could be just a complete example of something that somebody could be going through that could come to you and benefit from being a root worker.
Okay, so, very simply, money spells.
Yeah.
You need your rent paid. You need a little extra something, a little oomph. You know, you're trying to figure out why your money's not flowing or you're not getting that promotion. That's an easy little money spell. I have different sizes, based on how much money you're looking for.
Yeah.
But also, for example, if you have been trying to get a promotion at work, you've been trying your best to get a promotion at work, for some reason, this higher up does not like you.
Yeah.
They just don't care for you too much. We can do a persuasion spell where they like you a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And they go ahead and give you that promotion. So it really just depends on the scenario. I do root work consultations to where I do a reading. We see what's in the cards, what I need to do. You tell me about the situation. Then I'm going to break down, okay, we might need a persuasion for this. A money spell for that, a domination for this, a uncrossing for that.
Yeah.
So, also, hexes. I uncross hexes. Take generational hexes off. Oh, I've taken off some horrible curses on people that have been there for generations. Promote and protect spells so that you can promote your bloodline and protect your bloodline. So that literally, that's a spell that you do that takes up everybody, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your kids. It's going to take up your entire bloodline. So everybody in your life should have a glow up after that.
I know that's right.
Yeah, so there's a lot that I can do.
So, and you don't have to necessarily name the particular scenarios, but are there scenarios that people have or may come to you with that you're like, no, that's not something that...
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. So I do not do money. I do not do love spells.
Okay.
I do not do love spells. Now I will do a money spell with a little sprinkle of love on there for you to get somebody I have people like, I want a man with money. Okay, I can sprinkle a little something on there, but it's not a love spell. It's not money love. It's a mixture. But yes, I do not. I don't put curses on people.
Yes.
I will not put curses on people. Now I will send a return to sender. If somebody sent you bad energy, we can send it back. I can take it off of you. I will do a protection spell. Now, what that protection spell does is out of my hands.
Yeah.
It's up to you and your ancestors how they want to protect you. Now, if that causes harm, that causes harm. But that's not something that I did with intention.
Right.
But I don't hurt people. I don't do love spells because that takes away somebody's free will.
Yes.
Now, love spells, I have somebody outside your house with a boombox. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for you outside. Like, let me just take you out the trash. You know what I mean? You can't do love spells with everybody. People be crazy,
Yeah.
And there's some women that'll be like, I want that man to be outside. No, you don't. Because
Yes.
as soon as he start getting on your nerves and you want him gone and he won't go anywhere.
Right. Like I told you.
Don't be calling Mila the magician like, can you take it off? Can you reverse it? No. So, yeah, there is some things that I just will not do. And I also won't hurt somebody's career. I've had people like, can you make sure they don't get a deal, or can you,
Wow.
can you make sure that this doesn't go well, or this song doesn't go, or can you, make them have a negative viral moment? Like, I won't do things like that.
That's just evil to me. Like, that sounds like they want some, like, the voodoo stuff, not the hoodoo stuff.
Exactly.
We ain't doing voodoo. It's all hoodoo.
Right.
Talk to us about your beads.
So these are alekes. Each of them represents a different orisha. This one is for Igugun, representing the spiritual representation of your ancestors. So I practice ancestry Igugun, so that's why I carry the Igugun aleke, but each one represents a different orisha. I don't talk much about my clothes practice, like in a public forum, but they basically represent all of the spirits that I'm working with right now.
Love it. Do you wear them at all times?
Usually I do. I don't wear all of them all the time,
but
I usually do at least wear my Ajay, because Ajay is for wealth and prosperity, and I do wear my Igugun just to make sure I have my protection with me. It's more so a shield for me, because even with my hair wrap, it's a shield for me.
Yes.
I have long, beautiful locks, but I do not wear them out, more so when I'm going into public sectors, or I'm going around a lot of people, or in spaces where I just do not want to be a medium right now.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to go somewhere and just be Mila and not be Mila the magician, like, I'm going to make sure I'm completely covered so that I can ward myself from unwelcome energy.
So you feel protected.
Right.
I love it. And we have to do that. We have to protect our energy, because the world itself gives us anxiety. There's a lot going on out there, and it could be stuff that's not even necessarily directed to us directly. It may hit us indirectly, but it still affects us,
right?
Because of, just being a woman or being in the industry that we're in. I heard you mention earlier that you do the meditation over like trap beats.
Yes. So I have Rich Rising Volume 1.
Okay.
It's on all streaming platforms. You can find it, and that is more so of either a winding down of your day or getting your day started, whichever one you would like. I prefer to use that one as a winding down, because it's really more so to try to get you to take inventory of your day, figure out how it made you feel, whether you need to journal after, whether you need to roll up after, whether you need to get a drink. That's fine, but just at least take inventory of the day and know what you can do to be intentional to change it. And then PSA is out on all streaming platforms as well, and that one is a little bit of a it's less of a meditation. It's more of a get your ass up and get to it.
Yeah.
This is the song that, I would hope that Nike would find it and know that it needs to be on a Nike commercial. But it's definitely one of those, it's a workout song. It's a get up and get yourself together song. It's a song that I feel like I had to put out. It was something I wrote for myself. I used to literally yell that to myself in the mirror. Like, the world doesn't have time for you to not have your shit together. So can't cry. You can't be mad. You can't worry about small shit. You got to get your ass up.
Yes.
And shine. Everybody else is waiting for you to shine. There's people that wake up and wait for you to go live. They wait for you to post something. They wait to see what you have going on.
That's right.
You cannot sit in your mind and be mad about other people's situations, about things not going your way. So me being able to get up and recite that in my mind, I'm like, other people need this.
Yes.
Like, everybody needs to be able to tell, look, are you going to sit down on your gifts and talents? Are you going to be the first millionaire in your family worried about little shit? So it's really more so I'm yelling at you, I'm at your ass, but you're going to feel energized. You're going to feel, the willingness to get up and actually do for yourself.
You're instilling positive affirmations into them, which is so important. Like, that's something that I've really been doing a lot when I wake up in the morning. Of course, I always thank God for even waking me up before I pick up my phone, before I do anything else. But I also speak positive affirmations to myself, because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of your day.
What type of affirmations do
you I talk to myself about, how I need to be productive today and how I'm blocking out the negativity. Just, things to really uplift myself, because, again, we all go through dark times. We go through certain situations, whether it be personal or business. And I talk to myself about things that I feel like can help me get through those certain situations. One thing I'm really big on right now is just staying extra busy. So my mind isn't always racing, thinking about the stuff that it shouldn't be thinking about. Because when we're not busy and we're not active and we're not being productive, what do? We sit home and we like sulk and think about for what? There's so many things we cannot change. Focus on the things that we can change.
Yes. And I want to say what Spirit is giving me right now real quick. This is a chapter. Busy is a chapter for you.
Yes.
At a stage, you're going to get to a point where you want to stop being busy, where you're going to be too busy, because I know what it feels like. Like that, I tell people all the time, I don't really interact with people on a spiritual level unless they have some type of parallel in my life. I know what it feels like to want to be busy. Like, I have so much that I want to stop thinking about. I want to be busy. But you're going to get to a point where you're like, okay, God, give me something to do in my idle time.
Yes.
Please, let me be idle. I'm at this point now where after being busy for 2 years, trying to fight myself out of a hard situation in my own life, it was like, if I don't stop and watch TV, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yes.
I went from, okay, I'm running around trying to do my own stuff. Now I'm willing to run around in everybody else's life too, just so that I don't have idle time, just so I don't have to think. But maybe it's not about thinking, but it's about not thinking.
Yes, absolutely. Just having a clear mind.
Idle. Watch some TV, enjoy it, laugh, sit with a friend, cook for somebody, enjoy it. Not because you got to eat, but because you like, I want to cook some fried chicken today. You know, that's idle time. So just know that it's a chapter. Busy is a chapter.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you for that. No. So for anybody, you know, that's seeing this and is interested in, you know, coming to sit down with you or meet with you somewhere, how do they get in contact with you?
So you can hit me up on Instagram. I do take like personal inquiries in my DMs if you ask me like what booking you should book or what reading you should do. But I do have a website. It is mymagician.square.site. And you can go on there, you book on the website, and then you would either Cash App, Zelle, Venmo me the money. Something that people don't know is that payment processors do not like readers. They don't like us. So we have to use these instant payment processors because people can dispute it and be like, oh, I paid this fortune teller.
Yeah.
And, you know, and get all their money back. And I have a high ticket price. So imagine, you know what I'm saying, somebody getting $400 or $500 in spell work and being like, oh, I disputed that charge, so I didn't like what you said. You know what I'm saying? So we do the instant. So if you have a reader that's like, I only take Cash App, don't be like, oh, they're not official. They will literally hold our funds. I've gone through websites holding my funds, thousands of dollars that I was like having up there. So yeah, you book on the site, you send it on a separate payment platform, and then you'll have your appointment. I do have specials on Thursdays that you can book on my Stand store, which is connected to my Linktree, so everything's there on my Instagram for $77. And I break down your life, your love, your money, your present, your future, and shadow work with your ancestry as well.
So with that you do that on Thursdays, is it something that is documented? You like send it to them as
it's over the phone.
Okay.
It's definitely, I'm more of a on the fly type of person. Yeah. You know, like there's readers that, you know, do text readings, or they'll do like the recorded video readings. Like I don't operate that way. It has to be on the fly. So it's going to be on the phone. If you do an ancestral phone home, that's usually like somebody's trying to channel a specific ancestor. Yeah. You call and it's like, I'm calling on grandma, I'm calling on my older brother, those are FaceTime calls. Understood.
And is there anything, you know, obviously besides them booking you and sending the payment that they need to do to prepare for a session?
Come with your big girl and big boy pants on, because I'm coming to you with whatever way God say it gotta come out, it's coming out. And if I gotta cuss you out, I might have to cuss you out. But you know, you never really understand or know what's going on until you're there.
Yes, absolutely. It's not for the weak-hearted, because you're going to keep it real with them,
right.
And that's what most people need. Yeah. They're around too many yes men, yes women that are going to agree with everything and be like, oh, yeah, girl, that's fine. No, it's not fine. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it takes, or oftentimes it takes someone from the outside that they don't really know to give it to them real.
Yes, and even you saying that, like, or it's a in no shade, or it's a pastor that's covering up in so much scripture that they can't get it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And really sometimes that's my biggest triumph, my biggest flex. People like, you so real. I would rather give it to you like your homegirl.
I love it.
Than to give it to you as some higher mystic being.
Yes.
Because that's not who I am. Yes. I'm real. When I go home and take all of this off, I'm a real person. Yeah. I like to sit and watch Bad Boys like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm regular, so I want to be able to be somebody that people can feel like they can come and talk to. Yeah. And then also, touching on the church part, a lot of people don't understand that it is something that a lot of people are just looking for peace, and they don't want to be judged.
Yes.
They don't want to feel like they're coming into a space where it's like, let me dump my problems, and then the next time I talk to you, you're going to be like, well, did you? No, you're coming as a brand new person every time I snatch you.
Yes.
Because I do not remember. every reading. And people be like, remember you said, and I'm like,
No,
I've read 130 people since the last time I read you. Like, I'm sorry. But yes, it is definitely something that I feel like people don't really understand the realness of what it is to be a reader and be a spiritual advisor. You have to be open enough with yourself to be able to know when to use the filter and when to take it off.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell them all your social media. You gave them the website.
Yes, it's Mila the Magician, and my TikTok is the Magician Backup because TikTok took my first TikTok, so now we on the backup. But it's the Magician Backup, spelled exactly the way the dictionary writes it out. Everything Mila, the Magician, and then the Magician Backup.
Awesome. Yes. I know you have a lot of people that are really, supporting you because you've helped them in many different ways. Yes. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give big shout out to Bree Biasi. It's one of my close friends, and she definitely is behind me 100%. I want to give my best friends Jasmine and Jasmine, my mom, my children, Cayenne and Portrait, all of my spiritual children, just for supporting me and being there. It's a hard journey being a spiritual advisor, and it's also a lonely one. Yeah. Oftentimes, you're really operating alone, but all of those people, and Cree also, who's my assistant, thank you to everybody that connects the dots for me. I wish I could shout out some of my big clients, but of course we on contracts, but you know who you are. Shout out to you. I know you're going to watch it. Thank you for supporting me and putting me in place for the different opportunities that I've been able to have thus far.
Absolutely. Last but not least, we're live right here. Industry's Most Wanted. Boom. Wanted. You got to go ahead and let everybody know what makes you the industry's most wanted.
I am the industry's most wanted because I am your favorite secret weapon to everybody who is in the game who wants to succeed and cut through all the bullshit. So if you want to be able to know, is this going to be a good song? Is it going to go? Is it going to be a viral moment? Is this outfit going to work? Should I do this appearance? Should I have this feature? Should I do this partnership? I am definitely the ones you want to tap in with so that you don't have to waste any time or money.
I love it. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. We up out of here, y'all.
Yes, bye.
She makes a scene everywhere she goes. Business savvy, colder than an Eskimo. She's on top of her game.